Special Assistant, Head of Directorate, and here. Let me, on behalf of the ministry, welcome you all to this very important of the year 2015 ministerial important and strategic ministry. When I notice the innovation, I would like to ask you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, of information and strategy, who has added the address is LagosState.tv. I also like to say that we're also being followed on Twitter, and if you wish of information and strategy, I'd like to say that I am a proud member of that family, Mr. B.I. Balogun, General Manager of the Lagos State Coconut Development Authority, Director of Fisheries. Mr. A.A. Yola is the Director of Accounts.
On information on taxation and revenue, Mr. Bola Shibiko. One of our group, one of the civil society organizations said something, I think, for the benefit of every one of us here, we need to just address just in just 1 minute. The coalition against corrupt leaders, led by Mr. Dibo Adeniran, said we cannot justify that. There's no need to justify the 23 billion naira IGR generate. I see that as unfortunate. I think it is mischievous, and I think it smacks of financial illiteracy. Last week I was there, and so far we've had about 4 ministries. The Ministry of Taxation was here. The Ministry of Establishment, Pension and Training was here. The Ministry of Agriculture was here. No, it's here now. Then the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure was here. And I will say briefly that if we generate 23 billion naira, and we have paid about 32.5 billion naira as pension of our liabilities. Anybody that says he can't see that, definitely we need to go back to those old days and start putting on Jikibola. And if we have constructed 208 roads and we have awarded 201 roads around that construction, and somebody comes up to say we have not justified 23 billion naira, this is another thing. Today, we will deepen how we spend the taxpayers' money. The Ministry of Agriculture is here. I just want to call our colleagues in the media to take note of such reporters and help to enlighten Lagosians that 30 billion naira, huge amount, a lot of contribution from the citizens, but how much does it address the needs of the 22 million people in Lagos? We need to be able to put all these things sector by sector. We will look at it from that works angle. We look at it from our Greek angle that we discussed. We look at it as part of our what establishment told us. Don't let me take too much of your time. I want to call your attention to all this so that in our reportage we can give the accurate information. It is my pleasure to welcome here and my brother and colleague Bola Lawal Omoba Ojora. Please come
Permit me to start this address by first expressing my sincere appreciation and gratitude to the members of the press, the gentlemen of the press, that has made it very possible for the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives to be in the limelight in Lagos State and indeed Nigeria the last 4 years since I became the commissioner. I cannot but thank you enough. I really appreciate all what you did to support from the beginning to this day. I'm also indeed very grateful to the other there, to His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who has demonstrated the interest and also has invested so much in the agricultural sector because of the importance and the critical need of agriculture in job creation and poverty reduction in Lagos State. It is gratifying to note that the present administration has given food security and employment generation through agriculture and the desire and close feeding over 22 million citizens in the state, and attainment of the Millennium Development Goal, especially in reducing poverty and hunger as stated in the Goal 1 of the SDG. The state, despite its industrialized nature and the continuous demand for land for real estate, has come up with a lot of strategies and projects whereby we can utilize the existing arable lands that we have in Lagos and our water bodies. In the last 8 years of the Babatunde Fashola administration, a lot has been done in the Agric Ministry, and I want to use this opportunity to let us know what we have done in the last 1 year, and because it's continuous, I may have to go back to what we did 2014, 2013, because some of our projects are continuing. So you have to, I want to pray your indulgence when I go back to some of the projects that we started that we're yet to finish, because we believe most of those projects are continuous in nature. In the state today, the level of agricultural activities is on the rise, with crop activities at 34%, livestock at 24%, fish at 31%, and value addition of processing has increased from 3% in 2007 to 11% in 2014. As of 2014, the level of productive infrastructure established by the ministry is as follows. Successfully, we have created five farm settlements. We have 2 fish farm estates, 2 poultry estates, 2 piggery estates, 2 rice farming estates, 1 arable crop estate, 1 vegetable estate, in addition to the 20,000 metric tons of rice meal that we have at Northern, and the high quality cassava factory that we have in Pepe. What are the ministry has, as you all know, and as you have the document with you, we have 8 departments, and we also have 4 agencies, and as I go with the briefing, I may have to call on some of the general managers in our parastatals to come and dwell more on what we have done in the last 1 year. But my job here is to give a complete overview of what we have done and what we are doing. In 2012, as we all know, at the 6th Economic Summit, the summit, agriculture came into reckoning in the Lagos State Economic Plan. The theme of that summit was from bricks to greens, Lagos was the key. Agriculture was one of the 4 thematic sectors, along with power, transportation, and housing. And ever since, the government has really invested and also played a very keen interest in the development of agriculture. And I can say that our budget has also increased from, I think, by 1,115% the last 3 years. It's not about throwing money to problems, but it's also about what we have been able to achieve with the support of agriculture. The school of thought we believe in, the economic school of thought we believe in, is that for agriculture to develop in whether developed or developing economies or even transition economies, you must, as a government must intervene. Intervene in terms of subsidization of input, intervene in terms of putting infrastructure in the right place, and also bringing about innovations that will drive the growth of agriculture. As we all know, without agriculture, we are just, it will be very difficult for a developing economy or like Nigeria to create enough jobs, especially when we still have a lot of rural areas. So with the coming of agriculture and with the renewed interest and investment, we have been able to reduce unemployment, especially of youth and women in the agricultural sector in Lagos State. What is the strategy we have deployed to reduce unemployment and also increase the productivity of our farmers? We have what we call strategic program for accelerated agricultural growth SPAC. In those programs, we have the strategy is inch on 6 inches. What are these 6 inches? You cannot be talking about agriculture without looking at incentives. You must incentivize farmers and people that really want to come into farming. This is what we have successfully done in Lagos State with a lot of infrastructure and projects and programs that we have in place. You also look at input. Input contribute critical component to the development of agriculture all over the world. What are the inputs we're talking about? I'm talking about fertilizer in terms of divisible input. We're talking about seedlings. We're talking about also tractor. Tractor is also a physical input. So if you really want to go into real mechanization, you must bring about tractor, and that is what we have deployed in Lagos State, and that is why we continue to encourage the subsidization of input. Lately, we have started with a lot of subsidization of input for our farmers and fisher folks. I'm still going to go into that. Innovation is also one of the things. You must come up with innovation that are adaptable, and you must also introduce the farmers and the fisher folks to the input, maybe through the adaptive on-farm adaptive research that we continue to do through our agency, Agricultural Development Agency. Information is key. You need the extension officer to carry out to give extension services to farmers and people that really want to come into farming sector. Infrastructure is the major component in agriculture. If you want to reduce if you want to increase productivity, if you want to reduce the time spent from farm to the market, you must put good infrastructure in place. You must put roads in place. This is what we have done. Most of our projects are based on this, our 6 inches. We have done a lot of roads, rural roads, farm roads. We have also energized some communities that are agrarian in nature, and we have also done a lot in terms of water irrigation in some of our farms. And we have created farm estate. We have encouraged farmers who are in clusters. We have given them processing lines like our airport, poultry estate. So these are the things that we have put in place as a government. And this cannot have been, what we have today, the trajectory we are enjoying today, cannot come into fruition without the necessary component that I just mentioned, that is the 6 P's. Also, in institutional support, farmers always have problems of access to credit. Access to credit has always been a major problem, and this is what government is doing, because you can go to financial institutions, the collateral they always demand is always very difficult for our smallholder farmers to access. And the government of Latin has done a lot in terms of giving support, in terms of credit facilities where it is practicable, and also like what we call social protection, supporting farmers with subsidization of input and other necessary linkages. Look at what we have also done in terms of land. We have given title document to about 200 farmers. The GM Agri-Land Reading will come and speak to that as we progress. I want to go into the achievements that we have done over the last 1 year. The Agricultural Youth Empowerment Scheme is one project that is there to us because we believe with youth unemployment, there must be a need for government to intervene by making agriculture very attractive and rewarding to the urban youth. This is what we have done successfully, as that today almost 1 billion naira has been given to about to 300 youths in agriculture, and that's on the Agri-Cares project. And the course 4, course 5 are also ready to be empowered. So, as at today, the production capacity of the farm settlement where our farmers, our youth farmers or graduate farmers are, we are producing about 90,000 eggs a day, with the capacity to do like 150,000 a day. So that is what we are doing now. And as a matter of fact, they are repaying back the loan that government gave them through Lagos State microfinance institution. Aside from the contribution, the credit that government made available to farmers, because we want our farmers, the youth farmers, to be very close to their farms. We are also, in the last 1 year, we constructed 100 housing units to join the 200 housing unit that was built last 3 years. So as of today, we have 300 housing units for our graduate farmers. We have successfully done 2.25 kilometer road constructed in that farm estate. So this has made it very easy for movement of farm produce to the market, and it has also enhanced their productivity. Also, we have done 64 ton per day livestock feed, which was commissioned as the first feed mill in Ekwe area to produce feed for the scheme and growing numbers of farmers in that area. As a matter of fact, that feed mill services the entire length and breadth of Ekwe with poultry feed, piggery feed. So that is what the Ekwe people are enjoying today, because that is the only feed mill that presently exists. As part of our taster program, agricultural Agri-Care Summer School for secondary school students is a continuous program. We started in 2012, and as of today, 360 students with their teachers have been trained in agricultural science, and we give them the entrepreneurial skill. We also expose them to the practical nature of agriculture, and we believe this crop of youth are going to be the future food producers for Lagos State. We are not also limiting ourselves to the training that we give them at Araga. We also have in 40 schools in Lagos State agricultural farms. We have poultry farms, aquaculture farms, piggery farms in 40 schools in Lagos State. So this is going to be a continuous process. The governor has approved that, and it's going to continue. So this is, aside from what we gave them 2 weeks training we gave them during summer break, they also see those farms in their locality, in their scope. If you look at your document, you see the schools, the enterprise we established for those schools in the document. As part of the agricultural youth environment scheme, the first one, the one we are doing at Taraga, is the kibbutz mushaf system. That is Israel system modeled after kibbutz mushaf system, but it was introduced to Nigeria by the late state chief of Africa, Awolowo, and that is what we are doing at Taraga. And as of today, I can say that we have also improved on what we found then. And 120 housing units was built within the period of the late stage. But as of today, we have 300 housing units in space of 4 years. The other projects, another model of agri-care is the Songhai model. The Songhai model is more like an integrated system, and we fashioned it after the Songhai regional center in Port Novo. The Director of Agri Services will come and do more on this, but as of today, a lot has been done there. The project is ready for handing over, and before May 29, it shall be handed over. Because of the problems of land, and because of the limitation or challenges of land in Lagos State, we created farm estate. And in those farm estates, a lot has been done. Aside from creating farm estate, we have also put in place facilities, processing facilities or feed mill, as the case may be, to reduce the burden on our farmers. And this is, and working with our other multilateral agencies, a lot of infrastructure has been put in place in those farms, and our farmers have, their productivity has increased because of the infrastructure that we put in place in those farms. And I'm going to tell you that the project, the initiative is working, and the production capacity of those farms or those estates have also increased tremendously. I want to dwell a bit on what we have done at the Piggery Center, Piggery Estate at Berlin. The Piggery Estate, when we came on board, we discovered that we were having problems of inbreeding. There was ASF, that is African swine flu disease, and a lot of inbreeding. So we came up with the pig breeding center. And in that pig breeding center, we have successfully brought about exotic breeds of pigs, and from those exotic breeds, we have made it practicable for productivity to be enhanced of our pig farmers, because Lagos has the largest concentration of pig farmers in Nigeria. So that is why, as a state, we try to focus on those areas that have comparative, ecological, and socioeconomic advantages. So livestock, vegetable, and fish. And at the last agricultural value chain empowerment, a lot of our pig farmers were empowered with feeds and also piglets. I'm still going to get to that. The other project that I want Lagosians and indeed Nigerians to know about is the cassava factory that we have in Elmai. As of today, the factory is growing. The factory has successfully given over 29 people jobs, 50 casual, 29 directly. And the farmers, the cassava growers, have also requested for more land, because that factory has already given our cassava farmers a guaranteed offtake, because whatever they produce, we now offtake it. And so this is a major lift in reducing poverty in our society, making our farmers be living very, very prosperously, and also taking them out of the poverty trap. The smallholder farmers are now doing well, especially the cassava growers that we have across the state. And as of today, the Eco Cassava factory is producing 30 tons flour a week. We can only be compared to the flour mills. Flour mills produces 30 tons a day, while we do 30 tons a week. So this is not a small achievement. And as of today, the Eco Cassava is the second largest cassava factory in Southwest, and the second largest indigenous factory in Nigeria. The last project, or shall I say program, that we had was the agricultural value chain empowerment. The agricultural value chain empowerment is an initiative that came about last year. It was flagged up by His Excellency on the 16th of October, World Food Day. And what informed the project was because we wanted inclusive growth. We wanted shared prosperity in Lagos State. Instead of the numbers that the outgoing government of the federal government is, they always give us numbers, but in Lagos State, we have been able to do that. We have been able to demonstrate that, yes, we can achieve this, we can reduce poverty, we can take a lot of people out of the poverty trap. When we started in October 2014, we came up with 19 enterprises. What are these enterprises? Poultry, aquaculture, piggery. In those enterprises, we made sure that we gave input, and in some cases, output to farmers and to youth, the vulnerable people, and the women. And the first edition, 3,141 people benefited. And for instance, if you are a fish farmer, you benefit 40 bags of 15 kg of imported floating feed. It's not easy to have that, and a lot of our farmers are very happy for that because that has further increased their productivity. And for poultry, 40 bags of layer mash for poultry farmers, and this is on a continuous basis. Take for instance the fishermen, because Lagos has water bodies surrounding it. We gave 40 outboard engines and other fishing inputs to our fishermen. 40 cooperatives across the state, irrespective of all the fishermen in Lagos from Badagry to Lekki. Most of them benefited. And this year, we also had another one this year, starting from the 7th of March, and we didn't stay only at Okoba. We went to Ikorodu, where Badagry, and that's exactly what we did last year. With that, we gave 3,529 farmers and fisher folks and even marketers input and output. For if we are in the egg market, 50 crates of eggs to an egg market. Even those that were not doing egg marketing before, we gave them skill, 3-day training on entrepreneurial skills, so that they would just collect it and whack the money. Because, pardon my word, we gave them the opportunity to have skill, and that is exactly what we did. And as of today, somebody came on the other day that, oh, she got 50 crates, and today she is now doing like 1,000 crates regularly. So that is a good testimony. And we also gave out a smoking key for people that are in processing line, fish processing. So this is what we believe that it is an inclusive growth. We are not leaving anybody behind. We are taking everybody along. We are reducing poverty. We are creating jobs. We are creating entrepreneurs. This is the job of the government. Government, as a matter of fact, must intervene in the agricultural sector. That is why we are enjoying what we are. And we are not there yet. We will continue, and we believe the incoming administration will also do more than what we started. So enough about 6,670 people, let me say households, have benefited directly from our agricultural value chains empowerment. And not to talk of people that even supported in the facilitators, people that supply the feed, people that supply the machinery, and those people that even move those feeds that we gave out. So look at the jobs that we have created in those different value chains. So as a matter of fact, we believe that if every household that we know is entitled to 4 people, if we now multiply 6,770 by 4, how much would that be? It's going to be over almost 25,000 people that we have directly or indirectly given support, or we have empowered. So that is the job of government. That is what we continue to do. And I want to believe with the support of the gentlemen of the press, will let the world know what this government, this administration of Babatunde Fashola has really done to reduce poverty, to create jobs, and also increase the living standard of our people. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the job is not finished. We also have the veterinary services department where we have done a lot. Yet we are not there, we will not be there yet, but we have introduced a lot of initiatives. Today, we no longer see animals move on hooves. Those days we used to see heads of cattle moving on hooves, that is trekking. that has stopped the introduction of eco-life animal vehicles. And that today our beef is of better quality. We have eco-refrigerated meat van that we introduced 2 years ago. Now we have also done the eco-life animal transport system. Because of the awesomeness of beef that we want, we have also trained a lot of our stakeholders. And as of today, I think we are starting with another training of about 25 major stakeholders. People, veterinary officers and veterinary doctors are going to be trained on the awesomeness of meat, and by so doing, they are also going to train our butchers in Lagos State. And aside from that, we have also introduced semi-mechanized abattoirs. We have 6 semi-mechanized abattoirs that are in different stages of construction, and I want to believe before the end of this year, we are going to commission 6 smaller semi-mechanized abattoirs in Lagos State, starting with Matori, or Ikorodu, Otuawori, Ologbe. So those are the abattoirs that we have done. And the Okobo abattoir, a lot is happening there. We did a lot in terms of quick fixes, making sure that our butchers know what is happening around the world. We took them to Kenya and Botswana. I'm sure you all know that. And we want to believe that private sectors are also coming on board to support us. The waste being generated in Okobo abattoir is going to be converted to wealth. Biogas, the private company has come on board, going through the due diligence, and in a matter of weeks, we are going to have established waste to wealth company set up in Okobo abattoir. So the hues and cries that we are hearing about in the news is going to be a thing of the past, and we are doing a lot in terms of letting the stakeholders understand the need for us to reduce what is not wholesome about the way the process or slaughter the animals today. We also have because this is a mega city, we understand the urban nature of Lagos, and we also understand that we have to be humane to animals. We are looking at the work has started. We have what we call Lagos Urban Forest Animal Welfare Center, located at Abijo. It's under construction, and hopefully before the end of this year, the center will be completed. That is where stray animals will be taken to. It's also going to be a modern veterinary clinic located in the same on the same site. So that is about the veterinary services, and because of I still have 3 of my directors or GMs that will come and speak to what they have done, and I want to wrap up by saying for Lagos State to continue to progress in the agricultural sector, for Lagos State to even get to, because we started from 3% production level, we are now at 10% production level based on the demand. We want to get to 25% by 2018. We need everyone. We need to continue to use our systems correctly at the right time. Infrastructure must be put in place. Innovation must be introduced to people, and institutional support must continue. And I believe if this trajectory is a bit scaled up in terms of financial support, in terms of interest, because it's not about for government to set up initiatives or programs, and for people, the public not to come and support us. We need everyone to go into farming, because we are told that by the year 2050, we should be able to produce like 70 times of what we presently produce for us to even meet, not Lagos State, globally. So we are not producing enough. We must produce. I mean, look at the time when we had problems. I mean, it's still on. We have problem of the Boko Haram crisis. A lot of we fight it because a bit of inflation. As of today, I think the inflation is around 8.5 to 8.6%, because of the problems of the conflict of crisis in Boko Haram. But as a state, if we cannot produce what we what we consume, we are going to be a vulnerable state. And I don't pray, I don't hope that Lagos will become a vulnerable state in the future, but for us not to be a vulnerable state, because if we continue to depend on imported food, whether from interland or from outside the country, we are going to remain vulnerable. The trade policy, the foreign policy, or even macroeconomic policy of those exporting countries will definitely affect us. And if there's any shock at all from those countries, for importing countries like, quote and unquote, like Lagos, we are going to have problems. And I don't pray, I don't hope that we're going to have problems. But the only way is, it might not be the magic bullet or magic wand, but the only major way that we have seen is for government to continue to support agriculture, and for public to also come and participate, for private people to come and participate in the agricultural sector in Nigeria, so that we can create enough jobs, we can reduce poverty, and we can enhance the standard of living of our people. By this, I want to say thank you. Thank you to His Excellency for making it even possible for this state to be at this level, for this ministry to be at this position in terms of the status that we are in Lagos State, for even doing it fit, because Lagos Agricultural Ministry has featured in one of the 4 thematic sectors, including power, transportation, and housing. We want to say thank you to His Excellency. I also want to use this opportunity again to say thank you to the good people of the Ministry of Agriculture, starting with the Cabinet Secretary, and all the entire staff of the ministry that made it possible for me as a political head to have this achievement. I want to say thank you to all of you. And before I leave, I want the Director of Agri Services to come and talk a bit on the Songa initiatives, and thereafter we have GM Lifestyle to speak to some of the projects and programs that his agency did in the year under review. Then lastly, the GM Agri-Land Holding Authority, Mr. Omi, will come and talk about what the government has done in terms of land allocation and all. Thank you very much.
Is an initiative of His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, because of the issue of youth unemployment in Lagos State. And then also to create what we call a green rural society in Lagos, where youths are empowered and trained. The Songa project, as it is a project done with collaboration with the Songa Regional Center at the Republic of Benin. The project, as of today, has done a lot in the area of food production and employment. The project is on what we call integrated agriculture, where all aspects of agriculture, from livestock, fishery, crops, are done together in an open space. We have a 250 hectare land, and as at present, we have developed about 15 hectares. On the development, we have been able to do fish ponds. We have 54 ponds, which is circular ponds, which are even a novel idea in this part of the world. Apart from that, we have what we call the horticultural gardens, where we have grown hybrid tomato seeds, mango, pineapple, and so on. The project also has been able to establish hostels as well as training rooms for our trainees. We intend to train 250 youths per annum. As of today, we have trained 25 youths. These 25 youths were trained in the Republic of Benin. And as of today, they have imbibed the spirit of Songa, which is to work together as well as to ensure that they are entrepreneurs. Today, we are developing a site for them. They are going to have their own farms in the area of piggery, poultry, as well as vegetable production. Apart from that, one area that Songhai is peculiar is that we have what we call zero waste technology. If you are in Songhai, you will see our biogas project. As of today, it's still on a micro scale, but the biogas scheme is the one powering what they do in their canteens, food production and so on, even cooking, which shows that the waste from all aspects of agriculture, from poultry, piggery, is used to fire and energize some of their domestic activities. Then one other area is that we want to create what we call agricultural tourism, because we are building guest houses there. People can come in there, train in agriculture, and then stay there. It's what we call agricultural tourism. It happens in some other countries, and that's what we are creating in Songhai. So I want to say that the Songhai project, as of today, has done a lot. As at the 50 hectare space we have done over 75% completion, and I think it's a project that is worth emulating. Also, they have it in River State, which the Lagos State is emulating, because we have already gone to River State, and I want to say that the Songhai project, by the time it's completed, is going to reduce unemployment in Lagos State. By the time we train at least 150 youths per annum. Thank you very much.
The Agricultural Input Supply Authority is one of the agencies established by government serving with the primary responsibility of sourcing and distribution of agricultural inputs and products to farmers and fishermen in the state. In the last 1 year, and more particularly with the inception of the second term of His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, SA, one of the promises during the campaign is that there is going to be a lot in terms of what the government is going to do for the riverine communities in the state. We know, for a matter of fact, that 22 kilometers of Lagos is coastline. Almost 20% of Lagos State, in terms of the geographical area, is water. And essentially, the vocation of these people in these riverine areas is what we call artisanal fishing, which is fishing water in the open waters. And one of the challenges that these people have had over the years is inability to be able to use modern equipment. And primarily they use equipment such as what we call the outboard engine, which they use in taking to the sea, and modern fishing gears, canoes that is highly powered. And what the government has done right from 2012 is to deliberately ensure that these fishing communities have this equipment that they are required to be able to operate fishing in a modern way. And by so doing, they've been able to impart on job creation